Schedule 1, the most geeked game of all time. The premise is pretty simple. You sell green leaves and other very legal things to the locals with the goal of becoming a kingpin, the maximum rank in the entire game. But in order for me to achieve the 100%, not only will I have to rank my way up to the kingpin rank, but I'll also have to achieve a net worth of $10 million, the toughest achievement in the entire game, all while avoiding the law and, by the end, creating the most potent mix in the entire game. One piece of this stuff sells for $1,000. For comparison, the first product you sell in the game goes for 38 bucks a piece. This one was way more of a grind than I expected. But of course, before all that, I have to start from absolute zero. You know what it is? Immediately I'm getting Breaking Bad vibes. I like this. The game starts off in a Breaking Bad style van in the middle of the desert. The thing that immediately drew me into this game is the fact that everything you do is tactile and hands-on. Honestly, I had no idea how much packing green leaves into Ziploc bags would get me hyped for this playthrough. Slow down, big dog. Let me tell you about this video sponsor, Instant Gaming. Listen, thanks to a certain corporation, games are only gonna go up in prices. But with Instant Gaming, you can get games at huge discounts. Up to 25%, maybe? 50% off, maybe. Make that up to 90% off your next game purchase. Look at this. Lies of P, 63% off. Fallout 4, Game of the Year Edition, 75% off. Use my link in the description to save on your next game purchase. It also supports me, so I appreciate every single purchase that's made. Anyway, back to whatever this guy was saying. This absolute legend on the Porsche is Uncle Nelson. He was pretty much my mentor throughout this whole thing. We had our own little operation going already, but it was only a matter of time before the police got involved. They managed to arrest Nelson, leaving me to fend for myself. The goal is to become the greatest dealer the place has ever seen. Just call me Walter White at this point. Anyway, that van that I had, it got blown up by a bunch of hooligans. So, from now on, my operations will take place in a sketchy motel room. But before I even get to rent the place, I accidentally offer some green leaves to Donna, the woman who owns the place. So I'm under arrest now. This might be a long video. I didn't mean. What's this? Oh my goodness! I'm trapped! But anyway, at this point, this was home sweet home. Don't question the stains on the carpet, just ignore those. Listen up, this is where my operation is gonna start from. It looks dodgy, it looks dingy, but this is the beginning of an empire. Right now, my rank was sitting at Street Rat 1. The game has a total of 11 ranks, each with 5 levels of progression. That's a total of 55 levels to get to the maximum rank. I went over to the hardware store to get some starting supplies to start selling my first product, OG Kush. Again, this whole do-it-yourself vibe, peak. Uncle Nelson then spoke to me through a payphone and connected me to a supplier. This was pretty much how you get new products to sell in the game. My first supplier is Albert, who obviously at this point sells OG Kush seeds. Alright, so we just kind of have to wait around until the dead drop shows up. I'm gonna cause havoc in the town. Buddy, take this. Take this. What's that? You've been sober for 5 months? Once I collected the seeds, it was time to begin production. Also, the game has fully rendered trash, so if you aren't careful it will build up. For one achievement, I have to pick up 500 individual pieces of trash. I went back over to the hardware store to get a packaging station, and the setup already screams empire. Once my product was packaged, my first customer was Mick Lobin. Is this you? Oh shucks. We need to go. Was that a flashlight just then? Oh, it was a car. Stupid car. Look at this, the business is taking off. Okay, so we're in full production at this point. I could put this kind of displayed on the shelf. My next customers were Jesse and then Austin. Bro, look at this guy. Probably a father of 3, buying OG Kush. Uncle Nelson then advised me that it was time to expand my operations. More product, and of course, more customers. Getting new customers is pretty simple. You just find yourself a victim, I mean a future valued customer, and you give them a sample of whatever product you're selling. What did you say? You're getting innocent people hooked on this stuff? No. You're valued customers. What's up, my goat? Can I interest you in a sample? Listen, give a shot of this. Let me know. Let me know. Absolutely. And I know you want to buy now. Oh, it says soon. It says soon. Okay. I want to get all the potential customers done before the day ends. Where is this guy at? Motel office. Are they in the motel office? Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. I get it. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Absolutely, I knew you would. Shout out to you. Oh, there's one in front of me. There's one in front of me. Let me know how you feel about this. Let me know. Oh shucks. Let's head across this way and go get Buddy right here. Let's look at his facial description. Kind of nerdy, bowl cut. Easy. This town is cooked. Everyone is... And I'm not judging anyone, right? This is my business model. I kind of nerdy bowl cut. Oh, that's not a bowl cut. That's just a woman. That's a lady's haircut. She wants something lethal? Dude, I do not have that. But let me know quickly. Sounds going down. Let me know. Absolutely. I have the best stuff in town. Let your friends know. In fact, orders were starting to flood in like crazy now, so I started upcharging my customers out the wazoo. Get scammed, man. Counter offer. I have to add 20 bucks. Oh my goodness, 20 bucks. We'll do the nighttime deals. We'll do some nighttime deals. But listen, the trick is, okay, this is how you have to think about it. They need it. Okay, so they don't really have the option to be like, oh, you're charging too much. I'm the only guy in town. Look at this idiot. One OG Kush for 55. Get scammed, man. Oh, you want some kind of offer? Plus 20 bucks. Get scammed. What's that? You want how much? Yeah, plus 20 bucks, buddy. I'm gonna push this one to its limits. 30 bucks. He needs it. He has no choice. This is you. Are you here for the deal? Make it quick. What is that? 3? Dude, this is speeding up so quickly. Thank you. Get scammed. Thank you. I mean, fair price. Remember, it was a fair price that I gave you. That's the going rate. I love when I give my customers fair prices. The orders only continued to speed up, so it was time to upgrade my base of operations. For that, I had to speak to Miss Ming, who sold me my brand new room. The game has a total of 5 properties that the players can obtain, so to achieve the 100%, I'm gonna have to unlock every single one of them. Street Rat, level 3. The next step in the operation is recruiting some dealers. These guys will sell product automatically so long as I make sure that they always have product in their inventories. My first one was Benji. There are a total of 6 dealers in the entire game. In order to unlock each dealer, you have to reach the friendly reputation status with the person closest to them in the connections page. Your reputation is the little bar you see at the top. Friendly is the blue section. After constantly selling product, I leveled up to Hoodlum 1, which unlocked the mixing station, meaning that at this point, we can come up with some crazy product mixes to maximize profits. I also unlocked the Westville region, which means 10 new potential customers, a new dealer, and a new supplier. Alright, first order of business, let's get a trash bag and more storage. My seed dealer had also begun selling sour diesel seeds at this point, a different strain of the Kush, which means I can charge a little extra for this stuff. I didn't have my dealer Benji yet, but it wasn't too long before me and him started doing business together. As long as I keep supplying him with product, he'll keep selling. You can also choose the individual customers he's assigned to. I'm not gonna lie, I just filled this thing with a bunch of randoms. No strategy in sight. It was at this point that Uncle Nelson advised me to get the mixing station. And with cash getting raked in at this point, getting the thing was a piece of cake. This thing pretty much lets us make different mixes, thus creating new products entirely. There's a bunch of stuff you can mix in with it too. That's a Red Bull right there. Let's see what sour diesel and Cuke makes. California cookies. Now that I'd concocted my first mix, Uncle Nelson figured it was a good time to just leave me be for a little bit. My next mission was to cook up a strain worth at least 60 bucks. So I began mixing and ended up with actual feces. Fingers crossed. Watch as my greatest creation becomes invented as we speak. Ignore the trash at my feet. Okay, this is just part of the process. Let's see what we get. Peak mixture right here, incoming. Selling something called the Aspen Death sounds like a war crime, but it sold pretty well with the people. It wasn't too long after that I created my magnum opus, Strawberry Bud, a strain that sells for $70 a piece. Next I had to make a total of 10,000 bucks, so I ramped up production. It was pretty easy since people were hooked on this Aspen strain. Look how messy this room is, but trust me, this is just a symptom of being locked in. I still had a couple potential customers left, so I figured I would chase after them. Okay, they are police officers. So I need to, don't be so grumpy. Easy peasy. Just take it, bro. And that's another one. It's got kind of like a hat. Looks like a survivalist. I'm surviving the outback. You know that type of vibe? Oh, he's right there. Here he is, my goat. Oh, come on, Jerry. Come on. We got him. Can we get a little of this? Let me know what that's like. Let me know. Easy. Now was the time to unlock the warehouse, and in order for me to do that, I had to reach the Hoodlum 5 rank. And so all I could do was keep selling product until I reached it. And throughout this process, my room became more and more of a dump. But all that hard work got me the golden skateboard, which unlocked the achievement Rolling in Style. This is also the quickest movement in the entire game. I was also pretty close to unlocking the new dealer and supplier in Westville. Since both of them had a connection with Jerry, all I had to do was keep supplying Jerry. At least until me and him became buddies. Look at him. The Jerry attack. The Jerry bomb. Thanks to Jerry, I unlocked Shirley, who supplies an ingredient called pseudo, which is a key ingredient for creating the next substance. Crystal. It's crystal meth, bro. That's what it is. I also kind of forgot about the whole warehouse thing at this point, but luckily I was already high enough rank to unlock the place. The warehouse has a ton of new stuff that I'm gonna need, but for right now, I just need the lab oven. I didn't have enough to buy the thing, so I just bought some plant pots instead. I also got some of that pseudo stuff from Shirley. And my boy Benji had racked up 2,000 bucks. And like I mentioned before, thanks to Jerry, I had also unlocked my next dealer, Molly. Anyway, not only could I get the lab oven, but I was also able to get the bungalow. The Greenleaf production company just went overdrive. I got a couple supplies to get the place up and running. Okay, my plan for this place is pretty straightforward. Let me break it down for you. But as you can see, I've already got some pots set up, but they're gonna go around like this. Okay, and I know your setup is questionable, boys. It's fictitious. Your setup is questionable. Let me put you on. Put all these pots on the sides like this, against the walls. This gives space for you to like squeeze in 2 storage units. If you're a psycho, you could put an extra one here just for extra storage. Storage is gonna be a big key. I don't wanna worry about storage, okay? And then I put these back to back like this against this wall. This gives space for 2 more. I think you can see the kind of the pattern that's showing up at this point. Here's a mixer, a little bit more storage. This one came with the place. A little bit more storage here. I didn't know this room was even like here. I thought this door would go outside, but this is huge. So what I'm gonna do for this room, I don't know where to put my bed, I guess I don't need this. I don't need this in this house because I have the other bed in that other house, so I don't need this. So what's gonna happen is that in this room, I'm gonna put maybe 2 more storage units going like this, and then I'm gonna put a couple more going around like this, and this is gonna be the Greenleaf's mass production area. Mass production, okay? And then once we get to the point where we're making rocks, I'm gonna call it rocks. You know what I mean? Rocks. You crush them and you know what I mean. That's gonna be focused at that old house. And the reason why I'm doing it like this is because they're so close together. Like, look at this. I pull out the skateboard. What's the sick flip that's incoming? The rooms are so close together at this point that it's not too much of a hassle to have, to kind of separate the rooms into different, whatever you want them to be used for, right? So these are gonna disappear. I'm gonna take these away. I'm gonna take these away. I think, oh, this is the old mixing station. I do have a new one, I think. I do have a new version of the mixing station that I need to get, but we'll get to that pretty soon. I just want to make that bungalow into the ultimate production station you've ever seen. And I'm not gonna have workers at this point. Reason being, I just don't think there's enough space. It's possible to make it automatic, but I think I'm gonna leave the automation for the farmhouse. I think is the next one. Lighting in this game looks really good. All right, but before we do anything else, you can see I'm broken at this point. But I think one of my dealers has some. Get out. What do you have? 300? That absolutely makes a difference. Shout out to you. Whoa! Oh, that guy scared me. Now, I actually think I haven't paid Big Boss, so I need to pay Big Boss. That's gonna be the first order of business. Yeah, he needs 375. So I think we do that. I think we do that right now. I'm starting to memorize the place, like where everything is too. Makes things so much easier. Everything's almost like a straight shot from everything else. Sick flip incoming. It's not police curfew yet, so take it easy on me. What am I looking for? Oh, police curfew already? Okay, they give you they give you some time. Withdraw. I need 100 bucks, and I can quickly put in his cash. I wonder if holding cash out like this is illegal. I assume it's like a certain amount. Boom, easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm gonna put in an order. I'm not even gonna. We'll get to this, but I need to put in an order for. Boom. I guess we'll go for the newest one right now. I don't know how much this is gonna yield, how much cash this is gonna give me. That's as much as I can get at this point. Let's head home. The plan is to have that stuff producing at an insane rate. My plan was to make the bungalow produce nothing but the Granddaddy Purple strain, which is the best naturally grown strain in the entire game at this point. The only reason why I haven't started producing crystal yet is because I couldn't be bothered. But I'll get to it, just let me cook, get it? I still had some of the old strains lying around, so I got those packed up and ready to sell. Oh, that one's full. I'm an idiot. What am I doing? That one's full. That one's... Hold on. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be somewhat underneath. Yeah, that makes things way easier. Look at this mass production that's going on right here. Now, because I want to make maximum income on the on this stuff. You see how this guy's. Listen, I'm putting you on right now. You see how this guy's loyalty is pretty much at loyal. What's this? Counter offer. I'm gonna add $30 to even more. I'm gonna charge him $200. Oh shucks, yeah, maybe that was okay. Never mind. So I think we get an extra dealer. I think that might make sense at this point. So we have this guy. Oh, we got the right. We have two. Okay, so we need to get to Hustler 1 to get this new place that'll get us a third dealer. Okay, easy. But yeah, sometimes it's worth just doing the dealing myself just to get maximum profits. But once this new batch starts to fully grow in, then I'll start giving it to my dealers. There's my goat. It's my guy right there. Huge. We got a little bit of income at this point. Yeah, I knew it. I forgot to water them. We got more. Again, this is still the current batch, okay? This is not the new batch. The new batch eventually started coming in though. At this point, I didn't realize that you could edit the price of any product, so it costs less than the Aspen Death Strain that I made. Even still, I packaged a ton of this stuff. Then, I figured a scientific experiment was in order to create my magnum opus. Let's see what kind of madness this creates. First, we start off with the basic. Scientific test 1. Possible creating of Thanos Za. Initiator. Outcome. Dookie. Experiment 1 was a failure. Experiment 2. Possible creation of Thanos Za. Initiator. 5 seconds to scientific breakthrough. Outcome. Promising. Initiating new mixture. Adding white thunder to new scientific breakthrough. T-minus 5 seconds to scientific breakthrough. Did I have my fingers crossed? Please create something crazy. Ooh! Yeah, I'm gonna have to change that name. I invented it. It's gonna be called the Thanos Za. As cool as the Thanos Za strain was, it just wasn't as efficient as selling the regular stuff. So that's the last we'll see of it. Alright, 500 in the bank. Okay, missing orders out the wazoo. No one's getting any Za at this point. Okay, no one's getting any Za. Maybe, but hold on. First thing I need to do. I actually forgot what I was doing. The power went out. I completely forgot what I was doing. Oh, neighbors, wait a minute. Oh, I know this guy. Aren't you the guy who works at the, Oh, who are you again? I know you. Wait, do I have some? Oh, hold on. I can actually offer him some... You can actually offer them a deal, so I have some 0% success. Okay, what about this one? Well, hold on, wait a minute. Do you want to try? I have something for you. Okay, try this. Only 1 sample of products is required. Join up. What do you think? Let me know. Oh, absolutely, bro. That thing hit instantly. Wait a minute. Who's this? Oh, what did you do, bro? Explain it. You want to buy something? Let's offer him a deal. Boom. What if I just like lowered it? Okay, so he doesn't want to buy everything. So what if I like offer him like 5? Man, whatever. Get out of here, bro. Oh, this is my my dealer who I gave all the my last stuff to. She's doing a great job. Amazing. You're gonna get promoted one day. Not today though, or tomorrow, or next week. Look at you hitting one, but then when I offered some, you ignore. Yeah. Maybe none of this is real. You ever think about that? Anyway, I was getting some product ready to give to my dealers at this point when I was suddenly chased by a psycho. So I'll give 5 to the... Whoa, is this guy chasing? Oh, okay. Hold on, we're gonna bamboozle him. Eat this. Just give it up, bro. It's over. Dude, what does he want? I just want... Get out quickly. Thank you very much for your hard work. Now I need to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So max out your inventory. There you go. Other dealer. I know I said I wasn't gonna hire any employees, but I've changed my mind. If employees mean more efficiency, then so be it. So that's gonna be 1,000 for each employee. Okay, so I need the plant guys first, because I just have so much, you know? Okay. I just hope I don't get seen. Am I good here? Oh, whoa. Okay, I think I'm gonna run around. I can't even. Let's head back. I'm gonna pay off my debt to my supplier, and then the goal at that point is to get enough money so that I can kind of get my supplies stacked. You know what I mean? Oh, I need to get some fertilizer too. I have a bunch of it, but it's not gonna be enough. I suppose let's place these. Let's place these. Let's go like that. I'm gonna need some lights too. I need to remember that. Okay, this. Okay, that blocks the way. This doesn't block the way. I think this isn't gonna work. Huge production going on at this point. Wow, I need more? That's crazy. I thought I need like 2, 3 more. Oh wait, no, I don't. I'm good. Oh, this is a perfect amount actually. Alright, the next amount of money that I end up with, that's gonna go towards getting some workers. That's gonna be what that's for. this is exactly what I need right here. So everything that's collected from here automatically will go into this storage place, and then everything that's collected from here will go here. This should be enough. I've seen that should be enough. Let me go give this to my suppliers. Whoa, oh, that's you. Hold on, take this. Okay, and then the growth lights. Everything here has a growth light, that's good. But right now I'm happy with the progress. The only thing I need to do now is take this. What is this? Chemistry station, lab oven, and then the pseudo. I need to take it to the other house. Okay, I need to take it to the other house. They called it I think it's called a sweatshop, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty cool that you get to keep each one of the buildings. Like, you just get to keep them. Right, I think it makes a massive difference. The fact that I can turn that into one building, then the other one into a different type of building for making different product. It's huge. Okay, so we don't need no, we actually do. We do need the packaging station. What we don't need is this, right? And then we put in, that's a lab oven. I guess the chemistry station can kind of be on its own right here. And then I think we'll have a second lab oven right here. We can put this right there. Then we'll have 2 lab ovens here. Packaging station will go right there. 2 lab ovens, packaging station. We'll get an upgraded one at some point. And then the chemistry. What do I need? I feel like I'm missing an ingredient. Once I had all the ingredients, it was time to start cooking. It's meth, guys. We're cooking meth. There's no escaping it. It takes about 8 minutes just to cook the liquid form, and then another 5 minutes to cook it up into its solidified form. Pretty soon I had enough money to get 2 botanists working at the bungalow. They pretty much keep plants maintained at all times. So long as I provide the materials, they will keep working. Since both the other places were both for production, I went back to living in the old motel. Once that new stuff was done, it was time to get selling. I still had no idea you could edit the price for this stuff, but still sold like hotcakes. At this point, I had reached Peddler 5. Still a massive way to go before I reached the maximum rank. With my employees hard at work, business was booming. It was at this point I figured since the crystal takes so much longer to produce, I might as well try to have some cooking every single day. That way, I'll always have product to sell. Apart from selling product like crazy, I also had to remember to keep picking up trash. 500 pieces is a lot of pieces. Since I was mostly stuck cooking, a lot of my XP was coming from my dealers, and they were bringing in some serious cash too. It was thanks to them that the downtown area was unlocked, which means new customers and new dealers. So I spent that day customer hunting, but some of them were a little bit stubborn. I was then painfully introduced to the weekly deposit limit. So every in-game week I could only deposit 10,000 bucks into my bank account. I guess because if you suddenly deposited like $30,000 in cash, it would be pretty suspicious. So the solution to this is to own a bunch of businesses and launder the money that way. My first business was the laundromat for 4,000 bucks. That leaves me with 3 total businesses left to obtain at the end of this. Each business you unlock will let you launder a little bit more money each time, but for now, it takes 24 hours to launder just $2,000. The business was booming at this point. I was selling jars of the purple Tsar and bringing in some serious cash. Some customers were so hooked to this stuff they were ordering 7 packs at a time. And check it out, it's my newest dealer, Brad. And that crack stash I've been working on, it's ever increasing. The stuff is bringing some good revenue. I eventually decided to give my stash to my dealers. Yes, they do take a 20% cut, but the passive income makes it completely worth it. Alright, listen up. Current financial standings. In the bank account, $24,000. Okay, pretty much $25,000, which means I pretty much have enough to get the barn at this point, right? That's gonna be the next section that we head to. In cash physical, I have 400, but my dealers have been doing an absolutely insane job. Look at this. Benji, okay, locked in, $807. Not bad. Look at this. Brad has been absolutely putting in a shift. Almost $6,000. And then Molly, of course, I expect no less from her. $4,500. Now, the thing is, okay, there's a couple things that I want to get for the barn before we actually move in there, right? And in order for me to get those things, I need a total of $33,000. $33,000, not to buy the barn, but just to get the stuff themselves. So first thing I'm gonna do is buy the barn. I think that's gonna be the first thing that's gonna happen. I have to buy the barn. Once I have the barn fully purchased, then what I'm gonna do is, okay, and I know we've been selling this purple stuff for a good while now, but it's bringing some good income. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this place to mass production again. You can see it's kind of stopped at this point. It's kind of slowed down, and of course I have this auto mixing station, which I'm probably not gonna use anymore. I'm kind of speeding past this section of the game, but I'm gonna get this place mass producing, right? Mass producing product, and I'm gonna take that product and I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell out as much of it as we can until we make that $33,000. It's gonna take a while, but I'm telling you, it's gonna be worth it for the setup that I'm gonna have at the barn. I'm telling you, the income that I'm gonna make once I'm at the barn gonna be completely worth it. I'm gonna put this out there. I might make the first million. Call me crazy. Say I'm crazy. Just listen, spam I'm crazy in the comments. Spam it as many times as you want, but it's gonna happen. The first million is incoming, okay? It's incoming. But the first step of this plan is to actually just get the bond so that I can, you know, I don't have to look at like, oh, am I spending too much money and I won't be able to. Let me just get the bond. I know she's in here. Let me take this. Let's head over to an ATM. Let's put this in the ATM. Here's an ATM right here. I like the vibe of this place. Like the vibe of the, I don't know, just the art style. I would play plenty more games that look like this. With this art style, just sign me up. I deposit. Oh shoot, weekly deposit limit, right. That's cool. Still enough. Alright, let's go get the bond. Actually, let's get some sleep first. The real estate guy isn't gonna be there. Let's get some sleep first. As soon as it's daybreak, I step out. We go get the bond. Once I have the bond, then I can start saving up for the just ridiculous amount of stuff that I'm gonna need to have that bond, like the bond be in a good setup. You know, like a good setup zone. And that means lots of selling. That means my dealer's selling. That means me on the street too selling. No excuses. Alright, show me the bond. I guess I could look at how much the other properties cost too. Alright, so the next one's gonna be the bond. The docks warehouse costs 50,000, and that's gonna be the last one. With the setup I'm gonna have at the barn, getting this is gonna be a piece of cake. Okay, look how he's looking at me like he doesn't know I can afford this, bro. What's this? Oh, hold on. Oh, did he give me the barn? Okay. Oh, the barn is like next to the okay. And one of the things I want to do for the barn is turn it into an absolute complete crystal production place. I'll put it like that. A crystal production place. So we're producing nothing but crystal here. This is the end of the era of green leaves. This is the end of it. Let's check it out. The new place. Let's check it out. Can I get some lights or do I need to buy lights? Bro, I can see the lights. Oh, they're the light switch. I'm an idiot. Okay, so you have to kind of turn them on individually. This is it. This is the point. This is that point where I can start getting actual workers. I almost said customers. Workers. I can actually start automating things completely, absolutely, undeniably. Now, like I said, I'm gonna relay the plan. Okay, so lock in, focus. What I'm gonna do now is make $33,000 before we move into the barn. It's gonna take a while, but it's gonna be worth it. Once I have the $33,000 for the barn, I'm gonna set up the ultimate barn setup, and it's going to be specifically focused on selling crystal on the street at this point. Okay, we want to maximize income, we want to maximize resource output. Is that what you would resource output? Not only are my dealers going to be selling, but I'm going to be selling too. So at this point, lock in. My dealers had brought in so much that making that 33,000 cash for all the equipment I need for the barn was a piece of cake. But before we even get building, I need to hit the ops with a new fit. Drippy. I guess I kind of have black jeans already. Drippy. From now on, bro, just call me the dealer. Just call me the dealer, bro. Make it quick, call me the dealer. Don't even waste time on formality, just call me the dealer. Alright, I guess I can discard these, like, extra pants and stuff like that. Let me get everything else I need back. Give me all my jars back. Alright, the final fit is complete. Oh, no, it isn't. Call me the dealer. Alright, let's head home, and let's see how the employees are doing. I know they can handle this. Let me jump over the... whatever. Forget it. I don't know why I just tried to, like, my employees, the fact that they're not even standing outside is perfect. Okay, huge production of resources right now that I'm seeing. Huge. Put some jars away. This is absolutely massive. This is huge. Let's get everything packaged up. Once the product was packaged, I did nothing but sell. Also, I can fund the barn setup. 99% chance of acceptance rate. 75% chance. 70% chance. Thank you very much. Hold on, miss. I mean, sir. Sir. Oh! Move this way. Oh, look at this corner of Zaz over here. Oh, cheers to you too, man. Yeah, okay. Quickly. We all kind of... Oh! No way they can see me from here, though. This doesn't add up. Come here. Please come into this alley. Stop! The alley! Oh, you're a new customer. Got him. New customer unlocked. Dude, today we've been unlocking customers and getting absolutely insane deals. I think I call it a day. No new orders are gonna come in. The police are kind of starting to get locked in right now, so let me lock out. Hold on. Who's this? Get out. I saw that. Get out. Okay, she doesn't want any. Who lives here? No one? Okay. My fault. Go back. My bad. See that side eye? Man, let's evaluate. Myself, made a massive amount of income today. Super proud of that. Got some new customers. In fact, let's look at our customer base right now. Let's look at our contacts. The first region of the game, there's only one more customer left, okay? Second region of the game, one more customer left. Third region of the game, only 2 more customers left. That leaves us with 3 regions of the game left over. The 100% is incoming. That 10 million, I can smell it. But of course, let's reevaluate my income. I myself, I'm sitting at $3,000. Okay, but my dealers, look at this. Benji, sitting at $7,000. Brad Crosby, $4,000. Molly Presley, $4,000. Massive amount of XP. I keep telling you, bro, if you're the one out there hustling, You will rank up. I'm sitting at Bagman 1 now. Once I had everything for the setup, it was time to begin construction. Quick disclaimer, this is not my own setup. It was made by Nubio on YouTube, so I'll link them down below. Shout out Nubio. Listen up, I've just been stacking up the barn. I've needed a bunch of resources like I've already explained. Look at this, just a bunch of them. What I do still need, I think this is an extra storage shelf, so I can come and keep some extra storage on this. I don't know if this is an extra storage. I don't know what this is. Wasn't really paying full attention to the guide tutorial, but I do have a drop to pick up and I need to get another one. Okay, I'm only using this would go quicker if I was using just regular pseudo, which I probably should. I don't think there's a point in using high quality pseudo, but I've just been stacking up the shelves so that once the workers get in and they just start producing just peak, right? They just start producing peak, and then all I have to do is kind of keep an eye on these shelves, right? This always has to have 10 pseudo and 3 of those, you know. And the next thing I need to do as well is fill all of these with like pseudo and acid and stuff like that. So there's still a bunch of stuff I need to get. Right now I'm just focused on buying the pseudo, just because I need to wait for nighttime to get the other stuff. So I'm gonna get the pseudo, as much of it as I can today. Hopefully this is the last day of pseudo collecting, and then at that point I should have absolutely everything I need to create the greatest empire of all time, the greatest you've ever seen. Walter White? Never heard of him. Where'd you stash this pseudo? Like, oh, there, okay. I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna put some money inside her, like her little stash, and I'm gonna buy more pseudo and just keep buying pseudo. I'm not even like, my dealers have made some really good money. In fact, I'll come back to them. I'll collect their earnings pretty soon, but they've made some seriously good money. Money's coming in flawlessly right now. Money's coming in flawlessly. Getting that last location, is it the warehouse? What is it called? I think it's the warehouse. Getting the warehouse at this point is going to be incredibly easy. Way easier than I thought it was going to be. Dude, where am I going? And the nice thing that once I have the warehouse, I pretty much can just make a maximum income on a daily basis until I hit that 1 million. Let me go put money inside a stash. I'm gonna put like 2,000. I'm gonna put $2,000. Once everything was set up and the workers were paid, which wasn't cheap by the way, the crack factory was booming. It's genuinely satisfying to see stuff like this and just watching your employees cook. The one red flag right now was the resource management aspect of this. You have to constantly restock the shelves. I knew that this would probably get worse by the end game, but fingers crossed that it doesn't. Newsflash, it will. But right now, let's just take it in. But pretty much, you already know how this works. These are the chemistry stations, so they'll come in. So I have handlers who will come in, take resources from these. So as this, like the let's call them scientists, as the scientists, the chemists work in these, they're gonna run through these resources, right? So the handler's job is to then take resources from this and then distribute them out throughout these as they get empty. And he's gonna get those from this shelf right here. Right? He gets those resources from this shelf. So I need to keep this shelf filled with pseudo, acid, and phosphorus, right? So I need to go get more of that. And these are just extra storage shells for a case like that where I just have a little bit too many. So I need to get more acid, 3 acid, 2 phosphorus. We'll do that when it hits the evening. And so what happens is then they take everything that comes out of this, they obviously heat it up in these ovens, it becomes dense. Then there's certain, I have like you can set up, what do you call them? You can set up certain recipes and then you can put them, so they'll basically come in here, they'll mix, I think this one's gasoline that they mix with, this one's cook, and they'll mix this with something else. They'll mix that with something with the batteries. They're the batteries, you see them there. They'll mix this and they'll mix this with the beans right there. So that's the finishing, this is the finishing product. And I think from here the pressing guy will take it and use this press, right? And basically pretty much how it works, how I refill this whole thing is everything that you see in this shelf is basically like I'm putting an ammo into the system, right? This guy will come in, he'll grab out of these shelves and he'll put them on those shelves back there, and then everyone else will grab from these shelves to put onto these things to be mixed in with, right? So all I have to do is keep these shelves stocked up, which as you can see, stuff is, they run through the resources so quickly. But wait a minute, okay, here's the first mixture, here's the first press, the first outcome of everything. I have to watch this, I don't want to miss it. Okay, there he goes, what a guy. And then he'll take that and he'll put it right there. There it is, the newest product on the market. Now I can go like this, products, strawberry stink. So if I go to strawberry stink is right there, so I can up the price now, right? 188 is still way more than I would charge for anything else, but I'm gonna put that bad boy at 280, and we'll see what the going rate is for that. If I put that at 280, are people still gonna buy it? Fingers crossed they do. I know they will. They need it. But anyway, that's kind of the down the line process. Oh, that just made, that's what he's supposed to mix. Whatever this is, he's supposed to mix this, I think. There he goes. I had to move so many resources at a time at this point. I finally got myself the van, which was a massive help. But you can just order everything online. Maybe I want the van life. Have you thought about that? My employees were absolutely stacked with product at this point, so passive income would start coming in like crazy. And now was the time I unlocked the docks region in the game, leaving only 2 regions to reach the 100%. Okay, listen up. I know a lot of people are gonna say, dude, why are you standing around to collect all these funds? You know, get your weak fit out there and collect some checks, okay? But let me put it to you like this, okay? Look at this income right here. Look at my dealers. 22,000 from Benji. Shout out Benji. Absolute peak work from Benji. Never been more proud. Brad didn't really have much. I didn't give him that much, but he still made $7,000 and $13,000 from Molly. That means that now I can comfortably go out and refill all the resources that were kind of starting to go dry in the up at the barn. I can easily refill all those resources. That's pretty good. That's what I want to do. But another pretty good thing is that I can actually save up for the warehouse like as we speak. And the interesting thing is too, before I forget to mention, they still have a good amount of like resources. I guess there's a better way to look at it. She still has 82 and Benji still has 83. Let's go get from my boy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna refill all the resources, everything that I need to refill, because remember that the barn right now is frozen. I've cut off all their earnings because what I want to do is refill their resources and then get back to, you know, making income after. So the reason why I cut off their earnings is so that they stop working and so that I can just see everything filling up as I fill it up, and then now put them back to work is pretty much the plan. I was gonna, you know, it was working to kind of sell some of the green stuff again, although I should say the purple stuff, but this is just making me so much income. What I am gonna do though is I'm gonna take that purple stuff and I'm gonna distribute it to some new customers, right? Because I can actually almost buy the warehouse, but that's not the plan right now. It's good to know that I can afford it pretty soon, but that's not the plan. So let's go get the van, and I think I'm just gonna have a quick look to see what I need, and I'm gonna buy everything I need. I'm gonna get everything stacked up again. I'm gonna get the money making again, money printing, and I'm gonna take like a batch of the stuff, and then I'm gonna go out because I did unlock a new place, a new region I should say, and I'm gonna go out and we need to start collecting some customers in the docks region. Okay, you'll notice all these other regions, my customers are pretty much almost maxed out in terms of like reputation, right? Almost maxed out. So the docks, we're gonna get ourselves a new supplier and a dealer. I just wonder what this supplier gives though, right? Because I'm pretty sure each supplier gives something different, so I wonder what they supply. Well, I guess we'll see. We'll find out. Where's my van? Okay, so it's there. Okay, so what do I need? What's up, guys? You guys like standing in the sun? Enjoy it. Okay, so this is filled. This is filled. This is filled. This is filled, this is filled, this is filled. So I pretty much have all these filled. And what I need to do now is get the pseudo, a bunch of pseudo, a bunch of acid, a bunch of phosphorus, and put it all here. Alright, so right now I can just order pseudo. Pretty much, that's all I can do at this point is just order pseudo. So let's get the pseudo. Okay, that's the pseudo incoming. Guys, get ready to lock in. Massive production incoming, okay? No more slacking. No more just like, I don't know, chilling around. This is it. And then I'm gonna fill up. No, well, I guess these are full. They take from here too. I'm gonna bring up this point again just to emphasize how I was feeling. The game was slowly starting to become a resource management simulator. It wasn't bothering me too much yet since I still had a long way to go to get the 100%. But it was starting to kind of itch at the back of my mind that this is only gonna get worse and worse as I scale up. Even still, the resource management did get to me eventually, so I came up with an insane plan to turn half of the barn into a plantation. I know it's insane, but I figured selling a bucket load of leaves and not having to deal with the monotony of resource management was a good trade-off, even if that trade-off comes at the cost of revenue. I also fired all my workers. This was to improve revenue. I know it all looks like a terrible idea, but I figured all I would need is just a couple botanists to run the plantation section, and I could just take over the crack section. Less employees means more revenue. Honestly, the output rate hadn't really changed much. It honestly maybe even sped up. The only thing that changed is the fact that I'm doing a lot more hands-on work now. With myself and the dealers hard at work, revenue ramped up quickly again. So to the guy who's about to say I made everything less efficient, just talk to the stacks, bro. After some serious hard work in the barn, this is what the stash was looking like. Now all that was left to do was to sell. That day alone, I brought in $14,000, and by now it was time to unlock the next dealer, Jane. And all I had to do to unlock the warehouse, which is also the last property of the entire game, was to launder the money. But I want you to keep something in mind. At this point, the only achievements I had left were the 1 million net worth, the 500 pieces of trash, and the 10 million net worth achievements. I hadn't even unlocked the 1 million net worth achievement. I knew the grind was probably going to be insane, but I was just hoping that the next product would make that way easier. We'll get to that next product. Alright, listen, I'm back at one of the older places just for old time's sake, okay? The place is a mess. I don't know why there's... Did I do this? I think this is the workers. That's crazy. Because I didn't do this. I did not put these Red Bulls on the ground, but they're pretty messy. Did you guys do that? Absolutely you did. But here's the plan, okay? I've made way more than I was actually planning to make. Obviously, I was planning to make as much as possible, but I'm sitting at $61,000 at this point. And you might be thinking it's time to celebrate, and I would agree. Except my ambition just keeps growing. Okay, my ambition keeps going higher and higher, but here's the plan at this point. Like I said, there's a substance I've yet to touch in this entire thing. I had hours and hours in this game, and I haven't touched the one substance. Coca-Cola. For the algorithm that's listening in, it's Coca-Cola. The drink. My plan right now is to build the ultimate farm, okay? And of course, like I've already explained at the beginning, the most potent mix in the entire game. The most potent and most addictive mix in the entire game. That means I'm gonna be selling this stuff like hotcakes. But you can imagine that also means that the mix is pretty heavy to put together. Must be like 8 ingredients to put that stuff together. So I'm gonna have to be making orders every single day. But I think first, let's just go have a look at the warehouse. I mean, I've currently achieved the impossible. I say let's go look at the warehouse, let's go look at the new place, and get ourselves kind of comfortable in it. This setup should supposedly, fingers crossed, bring me about $150,000 a day. Anything that is left that I need to buy that I have not bought yet in the game, at that point is pretty much in my hands. Every weapon, every outfit, everything that exists in the game is mine. But let's look at the new property first before we get ahead of ourselves. Alright, first off, trash everywhere, but this is the new facility. I'm loving the look of it. But this is the new place. Massive amount of space. This is also the biggest place that you can get in the game. Huge. The fact that I can look through here and look at my people doing their work, insane. But of course, the first step of this is to set this up and make it automated this time. I know I kind of said that making stuff automated kind of feels like a resource management game, and you're kind of just, moving resources, trying to... it's all annoying, but if I'm gonna make the 10 million, I'm going to need this process to be automated. If I'm gonna have to go one by one, piece by piece, it's not gonna work. I'm not gonna make that 150k a day. This is by far the best option. In order to fund all of this, I'm gonna need $40,000, which is perfect because I have way more than that. So I said let's move the van to this new facility and let's fit it with everything I need. Guys, quick confession from the goat himself. The setup was not my own creation again. I will link the original video down below. This one was made by Big Willie on YouTube. So credit where credit is due. But like I've mentioned, the goal here is to create the greatest mix in the game. I'm talking over $1,000 a piece. And of course, everything is going to be automated, and that means a lot of my starting revenue is going to go to my workers. But before long, I'll be making stacks. Okay. Just one more seed pickup. One more seed pickup, and then we'll have enough resources for the botanist to start planting this absolute nuke of a factory. Now, I know you notice everything isn't filled up. This stuff isn't filled up. These shelves at the back kind of act as a marker so that I know what resources need to go at the front, right? So if I fill these back shelves, I always know that this is motor oil, that this is cook, that this is paracetamol, stuff like that. So I never have to kind of rethink what goes here, what goes there, what goes... but apart from that, this should be enough to make the first batch. Okay, the first batch should be made from this, and from the money that I make from the first batch, I can then fill up every single one of these shelves easily. That's kind of how I see it. All the workers have been set up. Oh, I just got hit with something. I just realized as they all stare at me, I don't have enough money to pay all the workers. That's okay. I have a plan. Let's go pick up the last seed drop. I'm gonna head back to Old Reliable, and I'm gonna sell all that product that I made. I had a bunch of product that I had made. The Granddaddy Purple, I think it was, and I sold it. None of it. I just made it and I kept it in a shelf at the back. That's gonna come in handy right now, bro. Shout out to Past Me for seeing the future. After selling that, I should have more than enough to pay the workers. I should, and I should even have more than enough to get more seeds and some resources as well. But I don't know. We'll see. But first, let's go pick this stuff up. Dude, this project was way more expensive than I thought it was gonna be. I had 61,000, and there were moments where I fell short, and I had to sell I had to take product from my dealers and sell all of that. I fell short so many times. In fact, I just realized. But I'll come back and take all of this. This is probably my favorite factory so far, but that one's probably gonna take over. I have a bunch of product that I could sell. I think it's sitting at the back shelf right here, bottled and everything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this off the market, and then I'm gonna put this on the market. And pretty soon people should start asking for it. And I'll be out there selling it myself so I can get the highest price. And then with the money that I make from that, I fill up all the shelves with the resources that are needed. And then just massive income. Massive income. Oh, wait. I almost messed that up. Not fill the resources. Not fill the shelves with the resources. I need to pay every single worker before I do some dumb stuff. I need to pay the workers, not resources. And if there's anything left, there'll be plenty left. I can then buy more seeds, more resources, blah 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 blah. You know the deal. First I need someone to make an order though. No, I don't. I'm going back to the classic selling to random individuals on the street. I know someone somewhere wants this stuff. Look at that, first target. I know you want everything, bro. Huge. Once everyone is paid, production began. Creating my magnum opus. I know it says 700 right now, but you can edit the price to make it about 1,000 per piece. Making this the most expensive product in the entire game. My next goal at this point was to hit the maximum rank. Honestly, the game at this point was just a lot of standing around waiting for workers to finish cooking and then selling that product. Of course, in between I kept picking up trash so that I could hit that 500 pieces of trash achievement. The biggest benefit of this place is that it's like an infinite trash dump. By this point I had unlocked the car wash business and the post office business, leaving one more business to be unlocked in the entire game. After grinding what felt like a restocking simulator, I ranked up to Block Boss and unlocking the next region of the game, Suburbia. So you know what that means, unlocking new customers. Lock in, because I had to pull off the greatest nighttime Za heist of all time. The goal here is pretty simple, don't get caught by the police one time. All I have to do is run and deliver, what is that, like 10 deliveries? I'll make that 11 if it's 10. Do maybe deliveries like ramp up over time as the game? I don't know, this seems like a lot. Maybe it's because I scheduled them for the same time is why they seem like a lot. Okay, let's start running some. I think the cops have moved from some of the locations. Okay, some of them are still here though. See the light. It's okay if I just keep things simple, keep things quick. I'll make it out of this unarrested and alive. Okay, there's a police officer right by a deal I need to make. I don't know why I did this. No, I do know why. I need the XP. This is good. I'm not gonna doubt myself now. I need the XP. Let's go. Oh, there's no one here. Oh, no, he's here. Bro, can you speed it up? Massive. There's no one else here, right? No. Deal after deal, I unlock my next dealer. My goat way. I found Buddy living in a shed, I think. I think I saved him. This night has been huge. Just look at how the dealers have been doing. Okay, 43,000. He didn't make that many sales. This is huge. That's the new guy. Oh, he doesn't even have customers. Hold on. Let me get him some customers. Let me get my goat some customers. There's a lot of customers in this game. I don't think you can get to a point where all your dealers have every customer in the game. Look at that guy doing the shuffle. Shout out to them. But let's head home at this point. I like how my light encapsulates me instead of being in front of me so I can see the road. This is fantastic. Oh man, huge day for my workers, huge day for everyone. Except I said huge day for my workers and I'm seeing uncooked Za. It's okay, we can get a couple blocks going for the new guy and then I can get myself some product too. And then it'll be just full force production at that point. Huge, let's see this. Please don't scam me. Yeah, but it's not bad. That's not the most XP I've had. That's pretty disappointing actually. That's crazy. I thought you got more XP for dealing at night. I guess you don't. There was so much trash lying around at this point that it would have been impossible not to get the 500 trash achievement. This game's a grind, man. Don't let it fool you. This is a grind. At this point in the game, I had every customer unlocked and every dealer unlocked and every supplier unlocked. All that was left was to get the 1 million net worth and the 10 million net worth achievements. And also reach max rank, of course. I'd already spent so much time playing the game, the fact that I hadn't even cracked 1 million has to be some type of crime. At this point, the game felt like a resource management simulator. A lot of standing around and just waiting for my workers to cook, then making the necessary orders when they ran out of product. I wish there was a bit more to the end game or at least more efficient ways to make income, because I did not think that this game was gonna take me 115 hours to 100%. Most of that time going into the 10 million net worth achievement. The game just isn't designed to make that much money. Obviously the game was still incredibly fun, but the end game, please nerf that, bro. Also, I think the max rank just keeps on going up, maybe indefinitely, so good amount of time wasted on that. But anyway, after all this grind and you think I'm not gonna flex, think again. What color is your generic unbranded supercar in Schedule 1? Let me know down below in the comments. Let's Listen, despite my complaints about the endgame, the game was incredibly fun, especially at the get-go. The whole concept is just at its peak, and the art style complements everything so well. I hope I'll never, ever have to 100% this again, ever, in my life. That took way longer than I expected. It doesn't look like it would take 115 hours, but it did. Listen, if at any second you enjoyed this video, I invite you to hit the subscribe button. Of course, you never have to, but if you stick around, you will have an amazing time. And as always, remember to stay hopeful. I'll see you in the next video. Until then. Oh, but before I go, my link in the description. I'll see you in the next one.